what's going on. So subscribe to the channel. We're going to talk about who are the elite, and we're going to break it down a little bit as we go in, and we're going to break it down to the most simplest thing starting off, and then expand from that. The elite basically are the ones who rule the world hypocritically, and also you need to know that they're, a good way to explain it would be saying they're unenlightened. These people are the way they are only for one reason, because you have to question yourself, why are people the way they are? There might be some reasons the way they are, but the number one reason that I personally think, and this is all going to be my belief, everything else is factual, this is true, it's not really about my belief, is basically anyone who's unenlightened would basically have two things. One would be a lack of love. Lack of love is what's lacking in the world, actually. And because basically they have you fooled to think we need to separate. We're actually stronger close together. Just like any pack is, because we live like pack-like animals. Hence, wolves, schools of fish, ants, zebras, any dog pack, we all are like that. There's just so many of us. It's kind of like that way anyway. We can be isolated. There's nothing wrong with that. So basically, why the elite, what I'm about to tell you, the way they are, is basically because they have a lack of love, from my understanding, which would make sense, empirical sense. Okay, so here we go. These people, you got to understand, everybody has a dark side. The way they act in chakras, if you want to talk chakras, it's the bottom one down by your genitals. They are still stuck in this thing. It's not to say they aren't intellectual. They're not deceiving and manipulating, whatever you want to call that. I'm not going against good or evil. There is light and dark in everyone. Your best friend become your worst enemy. Your worst enemy become your best friend or your biggest inspiration. In life, there is light. Before I get into what they do, I'm just going to explain real quick what the world can become. And I truly believe this. We can all genuinely be happy and healthy. I truly believe this. A utopia. It is true. There are some of our people resisting this because they're stuck on a lower level. There are people out there doing good things. The people who are evil are really good. They're not evil, but lower criminal. You gotta understand these people. They're not primitive, but they're acting out of primitive ways. Fear tactics. Rich people, as we're going to get into right now, a lot of them, money rules the world. The people who made the money are the people who basically control you. And there's people probably above them that control them. They're called elite. And the reason these people are elite is because they hide from society and do nasty things on primitive levels. You got to understand something, which I'm going to say in another video, about women. Women are very special for a reason, and especially young women. It's always been this way. So we need to look at things as, even though these people are doing evil things, whether you think it's bad or not, doesn't really matter. You're just discriminating. They're probably just acting out of instinct. You need to understand this. Which is nothing wrong with, but then there is something wrong with. I truly disagree with the way they're doing it, because they're hiding it. That means that they're hiding something, hence. Or they don't want it seen because they know it's bad or something. There's something behind it. No one hides who they truly are. So, that being said, you have to wear a mask and you have to hide. That's why people don't know about this. Hence, that's why it's hidden. So the sex trafficking, child molestation, pornography, most rich people are involved in this. You need to understand this because it's a money thing. So anyways, the people who are elite, the sex traffickers, they harvest organs. They also, from humans, for replacements, from various places, for certain, not too expensive either. You don't have to be rich to do that. What I'm really touching upon is the child molestation of little girls and raping and all the other stuff. This is a real thing, and these people are involved in it because they just basically don't, I'm not going to say they don't know any better, but they lack love. This is the only reason, I am going to say this twice, that this would happen. They also drink, blood. And there's certain things that happen on the children. That's why children are attacked. It's just like a group of lions, sometimes they might go after the cub. Usually I think they do go after the cub. But the thing is, it's smaller meat and things like that. When girls are virgins and very young, that's what girls like. They don't like worn out girls. They don't like older girls. They like young, precious thing. To dive deeper into this about our whole existence of human beings, we're about to touch a little deeper. I pretty much said everything that has to be said about all that. It's just the fact that when we were created, it said that we were sexed by a different life form. Women, particularly, humanoids, human beings, human species, homeospecies, whatever you want to call it. Bigfoot, doesn't matter. We were fucked by something else. That's how we got created. We are like miniature us. Whether it was gods that came down, the Enoch. It goes real deep, but this ain't that video. The stories are all the same stories. People just like to edit them and change them. There's one true story because all the other stories follow it. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. If you want to know more, just follow along. And what I was getting with this is the aliens or the extraterrestrials, the angels, the demons, the Nephils, whatever you want to say these people are, they came down and probably most likely experimented with us, fucked our species. The women, and this is going to be my next video, woman empowerment, going to be a real good one, completely different from this though, is the simple fact that women are, the host. They host life. So the creatures of a different life form, some other source, maybe similar to ours, fucked them. And out came giants. The giants. There's records on records of real giants. You can't deny this fact. You don't want to believe it? Fine. Don't care. That's totally cool. I'm not convincing you here. I'm not telling you to. But when there's facts, it's kind of like, oh, well, shit, I just shit the bed. So the reason you don't know about the facts is because Smithsonian and all the people, Rockefeller, don't want you to know about it. Just as simple as that. These people are basically real-life vampires, real-life zombies. We are the real-life zombies. They would be the vampires. They drew, the funny thing is they make movies in Hollywood about drinking blood. Truth is, they drink blood. People eat bodies. India, they burn bodies. They send them in the river. They burn bodies in India. They meditate on bodies. They prey on bodies. They eat human flesh. Okay? So we need to just not be judgmental of this and see it through and just feel how it makes you feel and realize what's going on. So this is a deep video. This definitely isn't for underage people. But I've said all I wanted to say. And the next video will be on women empowerment. Because women, as I was saying about the aliens, they came down and the women are so irresistible on a primal instinct before we got to the rapists. Because they basically were rapists in themselves. They fucked our woman and transmuted to us. Mutation. That's how we came, our genetics. And yeah, that's the same thing people still do nowadays. It needs to stop. And is it always going to be there? Maybe, but the world can genuinely be happy in this for not to happen. I truly believe this. They're just really unenlightened. That's the perfect word. So have a nice day.